Hello, this is artist, entrepreneur, and art educator Eric McRae. I'm on my way into the Raleigh Convention Center. I'm walking into the underground loading dock. I've already dropped off all my stuff and met with Mike Wilson, who's my creative partner in Giant Star. We went to college together in 1983 to 87. Been friends since we're like 19 years old. And we always imagined starting some kind of publishing company or creating an intellectual content. So when you ask the question, what's this Giant Star that Eric McRae's working with, is basically when I realized that print media had become becoming inexpensive, relatively inexpensive compared to what it used to be, and you could do more print on demand and lower number of images or units printed, and also with the internet and also with the ability to use social media to communicate content and web comics, I thought it was ideal time to start a company like Giant Star. So Mike Wilson and I and Daryl Brown and Aaron Dowen have all created original content, original characters that we own intellectual property. And Giant Star is my company, is part of McRae Studios. And the whole idea is to create content, not just to create comic books, but to create a company in the nature of companies like Disney. Disney created The Lion King as an animation, and it was used in so many different ways as well as a Broadway production. So my thought is to create content, and we created characters like Brother Panda and Captain Mojo and Charm and the Magic Circle, Quackheart the Barbarian. Now the Red Wasp is our new superhero story. We're working on some other stories such as Shadow Claw. And the idea is to have these ideas work as intellectual properties. Here we go. You see in there? In the underground of the Raleigh Convention Center, to make content that then later on we start them off as comics, eventually moving to animation, gaming. We've been offered a distribution deal through a company called Caliber for Brother Panda, and we're seeking distributors who will move our books that we'd also make into games, licensing products, anything from coffee mugs to board games. You think about how many places you see Spider-Man and Mickey Mouse or Batman. Same concept is to make something, because I wanted to build a business that my children could inherit. If you're a brain surgeon, it's such a unique skill set that your children can't inherit your skills. They can inherit your assets and things you accumulate, but they can't inherit your actual skill set. Mine is so specific. My son and daughter may pursue the arts, but they won't be inherit my exact talents. So I wanted to build something that had generational potential for residual income, residual wealth, something that could be shared generationally, that Eric and Ethan can manage. My son's very much involved, understanding the concepts. That way we're able to, I'm walking from the loading dock into the showroom under the Raleigh Convention Center. This is the lowest level. So I wanted to build something that they can invest themselves in and own and manage, and build a generational business that basically would not stop when I stop. There are properties that are worth a fortune. So at the rate we're going, it's a matter of time we're going to create the right thing that's going to get us the right results we want. So now we're going to finish setting up the table, getting ready for the convention. Convention runs Friday from 3 to 8, I believe. And then Saturday all day, Sunday all day. And we're at table 3, table A316 in the Artist Alley. And look for Giant Star Entertainment. Here we go. Here's some other folks back there, all that stuff. So you see the Artist Alley behind me. All of Jokers over there. That's where all the comic book artists are. So the content part of Giant Star, definitely a team sport, which involves myself, Mike Wilson. We got some great artists like John Del Sneed and Oscar Alvarado. And Marcelo Salazar. Oh, gee, I mean, there's some great folks work with us. And Mike Wilson's drawn a lot of content as well. And all of it just kind of we put together over a period of time. All right, here I'm coming up on my table. Here's the famous or the infamous Mike Wilson. Hello, Mike Wilson. Come here, Mike Wilson. This is my creative partner, Mike Wilson. And here we are at the NC Comic Con Oak City. All right, say something engaging and exciting to the good folks that's going to go out on the World Wide Web here, Mike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't want too many people to see my face.
You don't want to know your secret identity?
Well, that too.
Here we go. Mike Wilson's retired. Army, 23 years. He worked in NATO, worked at the Pentagon as a designer, fought in Desert Storm. He's an American hero. Guy I admired greatly.
G.I. Joe, yeah.
He's not exactly G.I. Joe, but he's close to it. And we've been friends forever. So, Mike, say a little something about Giant Star. You on the spot. Just hey, look, Mike.
Are you going to edit this?
No, Mike's more behind the scenes genius who does a lot of graphics, illustration, script writing, editing. He's the strong silent type. Me, you know how I am, folks. But Mike, just tell Mike, tell him why are you doing this? Why are you creating Giant Star? What do you love about comics?
Because it's like reading a book only with pictures, and obviously I just like the adventure, the fun of it. There's all kinds of great stories, all kinds of great ideas that you get. And you see, when I was a kid, I pretty much learned how to read before I was in school by reading comic books.
Right.
You know, it was great. I mean, like we had that talk today about the word posthumously.
Yes.
Right? You know, I learned how to understand what that word meant.
Right.
Reading comic books.
Oh yeah, you don't use that every day in conversation.
Well, I mean,
I taught Ethan how to read by reading Commanding the Last Boy on Earth, Jack Kirby, and he was like on the kindergarten, first grade, and I was forcing him to learn how to read by reading something that had heavier content than his reading level. And he excels in reading today because of comics.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get to see a lot of different ideas and different concepts and things that are really great, like, say, Brother Panda.
Yeah.
I mean, people our age will read it and be like, wow. You know, I remember seeing stuff like this when I was a kid.
Old TV shows like that, yeah.
Younger people will read it and be like, wow, this is kind of like retro cool, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And we got all kinds of stuff like that, like, you know, Charmer and Quackar and Red Wasp, you know, it's more of a traditional superhero thing, but with a little different twist on it.
Yeah.
People read it and go like, wow, that's really cool. Maybe it'll inspire somebody else to write their own stories.
You know, one of the greatest compliments I ever received, I had a guy come in my studio one day. This guy was in his 20s, and he said, Mr. McRae, I met you when I was a little boy, and I became an artist because of you. He said, you made it seem cool. Now,
Yeah,
come on.
But come on, you know,
Isn't that awesome?
That's cool. It's just that now it kind of makes us look old.
Well, we are old, Mike. We're not old and moldy, but we're not spring chickens anymore. So, hey, I told him already we went to college in the 1980s.
Oh, okay.
So, but you know what? With age comes wisdom and understanding. Oh. All right, folks, gotta go. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Take care.